Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Formula 2 2022 season in F123. We are here for the 8th round of the championship in Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Let's see if the Red Bull drivers do well here, but we're an Alpine driver, so we will try to spoil the party. So anyway, we get underway for our first flying lap in qualifying. We get it all wrong at turn 3 and just go a bit deep there, so it's going to cost us a little bit of time as we continue to skip forward through the lap into turn 4, getting through there all right. And now comes the more difficult part of the lap, these next two left-handers. I always find a little bit more challenging, and yeah, not quite getting the line perfect through there, but still carrying speed fairly well. And now the final double or pair of right-handers, I should say. And these two very nice corners when you can get them right. Unfortunately, as you can see, not doing that. I intentionally did a little bit less practice this time, hoping that it might make qualifying a little bit closer. And yeah, treated qualifying a bit more like practice, but as you can see, that might have taken things a step too far, because we're down in P21 after that lap. So yeah, we need to go again and see if we can improve. We're only ahead of Tatiana Calderon, the only driver yet to score points this season. So we'll see if we can improve on our time, and indeed we are, by a significant amount so far, as the session's now come to an end. So this will be our final lap, and we do get it a little bit sideways out of turn 4 into turn 5. So yeah, that may have cost us a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. We're putting together a much better lap this time as we head into the final sector, and getting through that left-hander fairly nicely. Now just the double right-hander to go. And we'll see if we can get a good run through here. Not great through the first one, but through the second one we get through there nicely. And a bit sideways on the exit though, but we still might be able to carry enough speed to the line.
Yes! Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
Oh wow.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3 are Doohan, Fittipaldi and Marino Sato. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the feature race gets itself underway.
We don't really get to hear that pole position radio too often. Never heard the engineer get so excited. But yeah, I'm going to say unfortunately it's another pole position. They're just coming far too easily. So despite the fact I've turned the difficulty up again, you know, the same thing's happening. So yeah, I don't know. I think as I've been getting back into the game again recently, I guess I'm just improving, and we're going to consecutively tracks I'm tend to be better at. So I'm sort of chasing it, I suppose. But anyway, let's get into the race.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. So Spielberg is one of the shortest laps on the F2 calendar, just 10 corners, 7 right and 3 left. Look out for the uphill braking zone into turn 3 that represents one of the better opportunities to overtake. Also turn 4 straight afterwards, and then the next one being all the way back round to turn 1. As usual, I'm joined by our good friend Davide Valsecchi as we soak up the dramatic scenery. Do you think the drama will continue on to the track today, Davide?
Ciao Alex, I think we can guarantee that. Austria has always been a track that encourages the driver to overtake and attack. But it's a low grip surface. The drivers out there today will have to make sure that the tiny mistakes don't end up hurting them later in the race.
Alrighty then, so here we are on the grid, ready to go racing here in Austria. And unfortunately I do have to continue to bring this up, the tyre selection glitch. We have to strategize around it, and after what happened last time at Silverstone and how badly that ruined our strategy in the feature race, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to try to complete the sprint race on the super soft tyres. So let's see how it goes. We go to the 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the sprint race here in Austria. It's a great launch off the line for us. These super soft tyres working well. Everyone else on the mediums as we look down the inside and very close with the Yumu Iwasa there. But we get the traction on the exit. Look at the Tridents. They locked out the reverse grid front row. And they have taken off into this since through turn 1. Richard for sure leads Callan Williams at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how that goes as we've already closed up through turn 2. These super softs are going to be fantastic at the start of this race, but at the end they are going to be absolutely crying. So we need to make the most of these while they are good. And it's going to be tricky actually to pass Callan Williams now that I'm thinking about it, because with Richard Verschoor right in front, we can't really go for a full send maneuver like we sort of did at turn 1. But at the moment I'm just going to sit back and see if an opportunity arises. There's a bit of a gap between them, but we've seen throughout the recent races Callan Williams is very quick and has taken a few of those sprint race victories this season, so there could be another one on the cards for the Aussie driver, our fellow Aussie driver here today. But he'll need to first of all get past Richard Verschoor. But I'm just sitting back from these two and waiting for DRS basically, and they're actually going very quickly. I'm lifting out of it a little bit, but I'm not conserving that much. So these two are definitely quite quick, and you can see Callan Williams is really starting to put the pressure on. Verschoor did a very slight defense into turn 3, not enough to start holding each other up, but that will happen very shortly, as we're just going to take it nice and easy through the middle sector and not stress these tyres any more than we need to. And then once DRS is enabled, we'll start pushing and go for the overtake, because I think those two ahead of us will start fighting away on the same compound tyre. So that's basically my game plan for now, and we'll see how it goes. DRS will be active in a matter of seconds as we come around the final few corners to start lap 3. We'll get that DRS activation, so it could even come straight away, as Callan Williams could easily get the run up towards turn 3 with the DRS open. So as we continue on, fastest lap behind us for Jane Deruvala, but we're not going to worry too much about that for now as we get the DRS open. So does Callan Williams, and he's putting the pressure on Richard Verschoor as we head up the hill. Verschoor's going to throw the block just slightly, just moves the car over, and a little bit more late in the defense there. And now Callan Williams has got the run on the exit. We've got some good traction too. We'll get the DRS open, we'll get the run on Callan Williams, and we'll move past Williams up into second position. Now down the inside of Verschoor, and we'll take the victory there. That's the kind of full send maneuver we can do while we've got the grip on these super soft tyres versus the mediums. And obviously Verschoor being the leader, we don't have to worry about ploughing into the next car up the road. So that's the job done, and now we just need to go and create the biggest gap that we can with these tyres. The only thing that can really ruin our race is a late safety car. That will make things very difficult for us. We'll have a look at the start on board with Marino Sato. He dropped a spot to us, of course, but split the middle between the two ahead, and I think has managed to come out on top. So a very nice start from Marino Sato, overtaking 2 cars. So he's up into P7. Unfortunately though, I don't think that's going to last too long, because here comes Yuri Vips making the move on Marino Sato. To the outside he goes into turn 3. It's a long way around there, but Vips has managed to get alongside who's going to have the DRS advantage along the straight. Vips has got the DRS open and is trying to pull ahead, but Sato not giving up on the inside line there, and will maintain the position for now. But the next corner goes left, and that might put Sato in an awkward position as they turn left to the end of the second sector, and Sato has to slot in behind. And Yuri Vips takes P7 ahead of Sato. So unfortunate for our teammate, drops a spot into 8th, the last points paying position. Back on board with myself though, not much going on for me. The tyres are around 40-ish% worn. I didn't actually check them on this lap specifically, but as we've just ticked over the halfway mark, our tyres are okay. They're not great, and by the end of the race we're going to be looking at tyres that are about 80% worn, I think, maybe more. So yeah, we are going to be struggling at the end, but we'll see. Maybe we can get away with it. Roy Nassani retires from the race with a mechanical failure, a big one at that. Smoke just absolutely pouring out the back of the Dam's car, and Roy Nassani pulls off the road, and there'll be no safety car for that one.
We're leading the car behind by 0.2 seconds.
So yeah, that's unfortunate for Nassani. Not had a good run of luck recently, has the Israeli driver, with the tyre failure. That happened last round at Silverstone. That we almost got caught up in the carnage of that. But anyway, here, just a simple mechanical failure, and Roy Nassani will take no further part in the sprint race. Could actually help in the feature race though, given the tyre selection glitch. We'll have a better conditioned soft compound tyre, medium compound tyres rather, for the feature race. So we'll keep an eye on Nassani throughout the feature race and see how that tracks.
Okay, those tyres are going to fall off the cliff soon. Take extreme care.
As our tyres are reaching their limit now. 70% worn on the front left, 69 on the rear left. So pretty even tyre wear front to rear.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 18.6 seconds.
Thankfully, we've only got a couple of laps to go, so we'll be in puncture territory by the end of the race, but hopefully we can get away with it. So we'll see as we continue to race on, and the traction starting to slip away from us. But as we continue to the end of the final lap, there wasn't really anything else that happened in that race. It was a risky strategy. I was kind of hoping there would be a safety car at some point, just to make it interesting, but it wasn't the case. We'll come across the line and take the victory.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
And it seems like the super soft strategy was actually the way to go.
That's it for another race and a fantastic win for Virtuosi. Another race and another victory for Virtuosi as we see the drivers make their way out to the podium for the final ceremony. Superb racing out there today and a well-deserved win.
Well, there we have it. Sprint race, a victory for us here in Austria. Callan Williams managed to get the better of his teammate in the end. He takes second, Richard Verschoor to third. Double podium for Trident.
It's a good result for Jack Doohan, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Lots of driver impressed me today, Alex. But if I have to say one that impressed me most, it's Jack Doohan.
And now a look at the team standings. Virtuosi moved to the top of the table. It was also a strong race from Trident this weekend. Fantastic work from the Italian team to move themselves further up the table. After all this drama, you would be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Alrighty then, let's take a little look at the points scorers this time. It was race victory and the fastest lap for myself, obviously using the super soft tyres. The fastest lap was basically a guarantee. But Callan Williams, good race from him, managed to overtake Richard Verschoor. Didn't actually catch that at the time, but Callan Williams second ahead of Verschoor. Then it was Ayumu Iwasa, a decent haul of points for his championship hopes. And Clement Novalak ahead of Marcus Armstrong, Yuri Vips and Marino Sato rounding out the points scorers, with Frederic Vesti and Amaury Cordial missing out but completing the top 10. And once again, two of our major, closest rivals in the championship, not that anyone is particularly close at this point, missing out on points regardless though for Cordial and Pourchaire. So yeah, there's a real lack of consistency from basically everyone except myself and Sato throughout this season, which has been interesting. But anyway, in terms of the driver standings, we now lead ahead of Marino Sato, who's in second, 72 points behind though, and then 82 points behind for Amaury Cordial, the next driver outside of our team. And in the team standings, we still lead the way, of course, now 146 points ahead of Prema. So it's been a very solid season for the team so far. The feature race is up next, so let's get into it.
It's race day here at Spielberg, and the drivers are making their final preparations down on the grid before lights out. Look around, it's a spectacular setting, and I'm sure today's race will do it justice. Spielberg is a very short lap, one of the shortest we'll see in this Formula 2 championship. 7 rights and 3 lefts make up the 10 corners of the circuit. The left-hand kink of turn 2, leading into the uphill braking of turn 3, represents another overtake hotspot. And here are the driver grid positions for today's race. Jack Doohan lines up on pole position, and it's Enzo Fittipaldi in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sato, Vips, Frederic Vesti, Novalak, Armstrong, Iwasa, Williams, Richard Verschoor, Deruvala, Hughes, Amaury Cordial, Teo Pourchaire, and Lawson, Drugovic, Hauger, and Ralph Boschong. Nissani, Sargent, Caldwell, and Tatiana Calderon completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to roll up. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they're probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Alrighty, so here we are on the grid, ready to go for the feature race here in Austria. The strategy for this one, we are going to start on the medium compound tyres and make a one-stop onto the super softs from qualifying. So they won't quite be brand new, but they will still be a pretty good set of tyres to go on to. Everyone else, I think, will have to make a two-stop, with the exception of Roy Nissany. So it'll be interesting to see how all that goes as we go to the 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the feature race here in Austria. And it's an unbelievable start. Where's everyone gone? We've left the field behind into turn 1 and absolutely disappeared up the road. So yeah, with a set of brand new mediums versus everyone else's that have done the full length of the sprint race, these have worked very well for us off the line. But obviously the race is much longer than the first corner, so
Tyre condition still looking good.
there's still plenty left to play out. Once again, we're in the position where we just need to go flat out while we have better tyres than everyone else. Throughout the middle phase of the race,
Gap
radio?
to your teammate behind is 2.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in third.
Okay, so it's just confirming Sato managed to hold position off the start. Very good. But yeah, with the way tyres have sort of played out for everyone, they're getting what will be their worst set out of the way early, which is going to give us an advantage at the start. But in the middle phase and end phase of the race, they're going to be on super softs for both of those stints, and will be very, very quick. So we continually losing the rear end there, and then we had a complete spin. What happened there? Here it is on replay, briefly there, but that was bizarre. I don't know, I've been taking that curb the whole weekend, and that's the first time it's tripped the car up like that, so I don't know, but that was very strange. That really caught me by surprise. We managed to keep it out of the wall, thankfully, and now we've dropped a whole multitude of places, and really struggling to even slot back into the queue. We've dropped now down all the way into P9. We might be able to start getting some of these positions back. Big lunge down the inside. Remember, our tyres are 28 laps newer than everyone else's, so we have a huge tyre advantage, and that's going to help us recover from that moment. But I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
Great manoeuvre. You made it look so easy.
So yeah, we'll need to push on and see if we can gain these positions back. Radio again?
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Okay, just checking. There was no damage from that spin. Sometimes you can get floor damage from the curbs and such things. Or of course, if we happen to make contact with any of the other cars and all that. But I think we got through all of that cleanly. And yeah, we got no damage. So we can carry on unhindered and try and get back through the field. As we had a little peek down the inside of Frederick Vesti there. Didn't really find any way through. So yeah, we're going to have to push on, and this is Yuri Vips coming into the pits, and it will be the first to make a pit stop in this race. So clearly Yuri Vips was using those medium tyres pretty hard in the sprint race, and has to box a lap earlier at least compared to everyone else. But that's a sign that everyone will be coming into the pits quite soon, I think. And yeah, we're just continuing to slowly navigate our way back through the field, and we managed to get past Felipe Drogo, Clement Novalak rather there, the other MP Motorsports car, and move ourselves up into fourth position. So making decent progress as we're off the road there. That's not ideal. Novalak gets back through, and we'll drop in behind once more. But I think most of these drivers will be heading into the pit lane, and off they'll go. So that puts us a few more positions up the field. Might even actually put us to the race lead once again, which is great. It'll give us clear air. Sato coming into the pits as well. So yeah, that's put us up into first position once more.
Hauger's behind you. Okay, car behind trailing us, 4.2 seconds.
Alrighty, so Dennis Hauger going on another lap. So it's myself in the race lead at the moment. We'll scroll through the top few runners. Then it's Dennis Hauger, followed by Roy Nassani, who should be going long on those tyres. And then Ollie Caldwell is next. So all of these drivers extending the first stint a little bit longer. Then it's Yuri Vips, followed by Marino Sato. Those will be the main contenders.
Nissani behind. Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind. 7.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1:23.7.
And that's confirmation there that Roy Nassani is indeed on a one stop, which is interesting to hear. given that everyone who just put super softs on will have to stop again. If we barely made them last 28 laps, they're not going to get them to the end from here. So there's, confirmation that basically everyone will be on the on a two-stop strategy. But Roy Nissany, on those tyres, they're still very old tyres. He did quite a few laps in the sprint race despite the mechanical failure, and he just doesn't really have the pace on those tyres, and he's really holding up Yuri Vips there. And here comes Jane Deruvala catching up to them as well, so it's not going to be too long before Roy Nissany is under pressure from multiple cars as Yuri Vips makes the move down the inside and gets through on Roy Nissany, although Nissany looks like he might be trying to fight back. Now Deruvala and Sato closing in as well. Sato actually getting back past Deruvala there. Didn't note that before. Deruvala ahead of Sato, but Sato's trying to get this one back around the outside of both Nissany and Deruvala, and I think he's actually managed to get that done, and that is a great move by Marino Sato to get ahead of Deruvala and Nissany in one corner. Here comes Marcus Armstrong as well, not quite able to get involved yet, but the other high-tech car, teammates with Yuri Vips, they're very close behind as we skip on further ahead, and we see Roy Nissany take his pit stop. I only just barely caught that as he was in there, but anyway, Roy Nissany cycles through the pit lane. That was on lap 16 he pits. We're coming around to finish lap 17 now as he's coming out of pit exit, so he's a long way behind the field but can go to the end, and that could make all the difference. He'll be very, very quick putting on a fresh set of the super soft tyres now as well. So yeah, don't discount Roy Nissany. He's not in the fight at the moment, actually currently in last position, but he can definitely get himself back into the fight if he puts some good laps in at the moment. And I believe in this stint he actually did set the fastest lap of the race so far. But as you can see, as we were off board there, we were losing the rear end a little bit through the final few corners on a previous lap. Just absolutely pushing the limits. And there we go again, that same left-hander. The car loops around halfway, and this time we don't have to wait for a train of cars to slot back into the racing line. But once again, that same corner, it's the exact same spin, and yeah, that's the second time that's happened in the feature race, and I just can't really explain it. It didn't happen at all in the sprint race, didn't happen in practice or qualifying, but oh my goodness, we're losing it again here as we got a little bit sideways on the exit of turn 4 into turn 5, but thankfully we were able to get away with it and not make contact with the wall, and thankfully it's time to get rid of these tyres, because perhaps they are not providing us with the grip they once were. So into the pits we come then, slow it right down so we don't speed into the pit lane, and we will get a set of the super soft tyres on. That spin cost us about half the margin we had to the field behind. So
okay mate, that's it, go, go, go. Perfect job from you and the crew there mate, we're delighted with that.
We'll keep that in mind as we continue to carry on through the race, but yeah.
That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go.
That was another just unfortunate moment in this one, but we'll see how it goes as we accelerate out of pit lane up and to racing speed once again. We go on board with Marino Sato, who's making the move around the outside of Armstrong. Armstrong actually got ahead of Sato for a while, but Sato able to fight back, so well done to our teammate. Here's the on board with Roy Nissany, and we'll see where he emerges, or where everyone else emerges relative to Nissany. That is Yuma Iwasa coming out of pits in the Red Bull liveried car, actually Roy Nissany's teammate at Dams, and Nissany just about gets ahead. So we'll see once the field has essentially been cleansed and everyone's made their final stop, as we get a little bit wobbly there. you know, we'll see where it all shakes out. But Nissany, mid-pack at the moment, I would say. And in terms of tyre quality, that's anyone's guess what you know, the others are putting on now, because they will be the qualifying tyres. But anyway, here comes Sato out of pit lane and gets overtaken by Deruvala on the exit, so that's unfortunate. And here is what the field looks like once everyone has taken their final stops. Roy Nissany tantalizingly close to the points, but unfortunately not quite there. P11, and both Dams drivers actually just outside the points, so they'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Will the French team, based at Le Mans, I believe, as we go on board with Marcus Armstrong, and that's a slow-moving car there. That is Yuri Vips, and here comes Dragovic looking for the move down the inside of Marcus Armstrong. Didn't get through though, and Vips pulls off into the pit lane. What is the issue for the Estonian in the high-tech? Not entirely sure, but something has clearly gone wrong with that car, and he may be coming into the pit lane to retire. New set of tyres will go on though, so that's interesting. It is the medium compound going on, and Vips goes again, so curious. Not sure what the situation is there down at high tech, but something is not well for Yuri Vips. That has put Roy Nissany up into the top 10 though, so there still may be a reward for the Israeli driver at the end of a troublesome weekend. Here comes Marino Sato. The pressure is off for the Japanese driver, our teammate, as Yuri Vips, who was immediately behind, has come through the pit lane. But we go back to Roy Nissany, and oh, is there something wrong again? He's off the road, travelling very slowly. Cars go by, and Roy Nissany pulls it off. And that is a second mechanical failure from 2 races here in Austria. What heartbreak for Roy Nissany. After all that hard work to race and strategize his way up into the points, it ends like that.
P1. Deruvala's behind you. Okay, car behind trailing us. 6.4 seconds. And they're on old super softs. They seem to have an issue. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. And
Deruvala running in second position has a mechanical issue as well. So there's plenty going on here at this phase of the race. Deruvala still running at racing speed, but there's something amiss with the Prema car as well. And as the lead Red Bull liveried car, he'll be hoping to still manage to bring that home in the podium places. But as we continue on,
no need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Our tyres are still fine, and the pace is all there for us, really. And it's looking likely we might go 2 from 2 as Yuri Vips is taking another trip through pit lane. Didn't catch the start of that one, unfortunately, but a switch of tyre compound for Yuri Vips, so it could be that the tyres that went on the car just couldn't make it to the end on that occasion. We've got Ralf Boschung, who's clearly got a mechanical drama. He's lapping multiple seconds a lap slower than I am, like 3-4 seconds a lap slower around the Red Bull ring. So clearly there's something amiss with the Campos car there, as we had a little bit of an issue trying to get past back at turn 3, but we'll eventually get through along the run to the final corner, and yeah, or the final 2 corners rather. We'll get through on Ralf Boschung, and a bit of a moment there. That's not ideal, just as we're putting someone a lap down, but nonetheless we are through once again. As we continue on though, Boschung actually coming back at us with the DRS up into turn 3. I thought he was going to make the move up the inside. In the end, he sort of cautiously backed out of it, and there was a bit of an after you situation there, but regardless, we're going to hold on again now. But yeah, that has been a bit of an awkward exchange with the lap cars so far, and Yuri Vips is closing in as well after he's made, I think, 4 pit stops now in this race, so it's not been a good day. At this point, I'll admit I just started getting a little bit bored, and thought this race was already a bit of a joke the way it has played out, so I decided to take the Joker lap, and that's put Boschung and Vips right next to us once again. So that's really what we're doing at this stage. We're just messing around with the lapped cars. We've got a massive gap to Deruvala behind, and with only a couple of laps left, we can just cruise it home. And yeah, that's really all there is to do in this one. Sato still runs in third position, hasn't been able to make any progress despite Deruvala having some kind of mechanical issue. So yeah, at the moment it's going to be a 1-3 for the team. I started thinking though, I might be able to get Sato through for a 1-2 if I hold up Deruvala just a little bit. So I decided to take the joker lap again. It's just the easiest way to lose a bit of time. And now Deruvala is right behind us with a lap and a half to go. So I'm going to see if I can get Sato up into second position. It's not an easy thing to do, but we'll see. Because just holding up the car, everyone else just sort of seems to hold, like, they don't really go for the overtake if you hold someone up. They'll just sort of slow down behind them. So we're going to wait for Deruvala to catch up, and now we'll see if we can swap these positions around and get Sato up into P2, make it a 1-2 for the team here at the Red Bull Ring. And yeah, we'll see if we can do this. At the moment it hasn't worked too well. You can see I tried to hold up Deruvala on the exit, but Sato also got slowed down, so it's really hard to just hold up the one car. But anyway, we're not going to give up, and we'll send Deruvala the long way around and see if Sato can sneak through to the inside. Deruvala covers that off and switches it back very nicely, as that now puts us on the outside into the next left-hander, and Deruvala gets through. But this puts me in a good position to try and hold him out high and wide through the final two corners. So here we go, big send down the inside. Deruvala doesn't quite see us coming there, bit of contact. Sato sneaks through as we run a bit wide. Sato down the inside, it's going to try and take the win here, as it's going to be a drag race to the line. Sato can't get the power down though, and we'll hold on. But we've made it a 1-2. Maybe not the cleanest end to the race.
Fantastic drive, that's just fantastic. Amazing, you deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
Some may beg to differ there, but we've made the 1-2, which was the intention.
So Virtuosi have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
And here are our podium drivers today. After that excellent race, they've excelled here as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Virtuosi then are on top today.
Well, it may have been a questionable manoeuvre at the penultimate corner, but we've managed to make it a 1-2 for the team here for Virtuosi at the Red Bull Ring, with Deruvala getting a Red Bull car on the podium.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
It's a good result for Jack Doohan, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship.
Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Jack Doohan. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in the pack, and he was good enough to take the opportunities.
On to the teams then.
Virtuosi moved to the top of the table.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Ah, well, there we go. Not really sure how to feel about, this weekend as a whole. I tried to pick, interesting strategies that, might make things exciting, but they kind of just worked out really well in the end. The actual races weren't anything to get too excited about, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really know what else to add. We'll do the usual and run through the top 10. It was myself out of Sato, Deruvala, Marcus Armstrong, good result for her. Marcus Armstrong up in 4th position in this one. Felipe Dragovic, P5. Callan Williams, a decent race. Started P9, moved up to P6. There was Enzo Fittipaldi, Liam Lawson, and Yumu Iwasa and Frederic Vesti rounding out the top 10 in the end. But yeah, again, championship rivals, Sato obviously second, but then again Portier P12, Cordial P14, and dropping positions from the start, so, or dropping 8 position. But yeah, just no consistency from our championship rivals. Iwasa moves up a little bit. Portier is actually down to 6th in the championship now. After that one, it's now myself, Sato, 80 points behind. Then Cordial still 3rd, despite not having scored points for quite a while now. And then Iwasa, Derubala. So, you know, the championship landscape is changing behind us. It's all very close, but for myself and Sato, we are steaming ahead. And I don't know, I guess the game is to see how far we can lead the constructors by at the end of the season. Currently it's at 175 points, and we're barely past halfway through. We've still got 6 rounds to go. So I don't know, Paul Ricard's up next, so hopefully we can have some more exciting action there. But for now, that is all for this one, so I will say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give some feedback in the comments, it's always very helpful. And other than that, I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.